The Jaffna Peninsula is an area in northern province, Sri Lanka. It is home to the capital city of the province, Jaffna, and comprises much of the former landmass of the medieval Jaffna Kingdom. Toponymy: the ancient name for the Jaffna Peninsula was Lanka.It and Naka, meaning Naka Island, a country, mentioned in the Valapuram gold plate inscription center Manimikalai. It is also called Nagadapa or Nakadiva, mentioned in the map of Amsa. Chittalai. The author of the Manimikalai reflected Tamilakам's perception at the time that Nakanadu was an autonomous administrative entity, kingdom and Nadu, distinguished and separate from Lanka.It. Lanka. History: tsunami disaster. Northern and eastern coast of the peninsula were badly affected by tsunamis, especially of the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake. This includes the villages in the northern coast from Thodayamanaru to Thumpalai and eastern coast, from Valapuram to Kudrapu. The damage to the eastern coast was higher than that of northern coast. Fisheries sectors of this district were badly affected. Estimation of damages caused to different sectors has not been completed. Available data revealed that a total of 2,640 people lost their lives, while 1,647 were injured and 1,204 are missing. 37,255 people belonging to 9,885 families were displaced, of which 15,034 people belonging to 4,038 families are living in the welfare camps, and the balance 22,221 people belonging to 5,847 families are living with their friends and relatives. People displaced from the coastal villages of Kankezantharai, Miladi and Palali due to the formation heavy security zone were already settled in the above villages and are involved in fishing. Fisheries and agriculture sector in the above villages are affected badly. Geography and climate: the peninsula is mostly surrounded by water, connected to the rest of the island by a small strip of land. Its underground water is used for drinking, agriculture and industry. Paddy cultivation is rain-fed but only for 3 months during the northeast monsoon period. It is a part of the peninsula consisting of 14 DS administrative divisions. The total land area including inland water is 1,030 square kilometers. The terrain of the region is almost flat and of low elevation except in the central part of the western sector in the area around Telipalai, where the elevation rises to 10.5 meters above sea level. For there it slopes gently towards the south and southeast, while to the north the elevation tends to drop abruptly. The climate of Jaffna region is considered to be tropical monsoonal with a seasonal rhythm of rainfall. The temperature ranges from 26 C to 33 C. Annual precipitation ranges from 696 mm to 1,125 mm. It is evenly spread over the area. The northeast monsoon rain accounts for more than 90% of the annual rainfall. The Jaffna Peninsula is divided into 2 agroecological regions. The soil found in Jaffna belongs to the following 3 major soil groups: calcic red-yellow lato soils, solidized solonets and solonchaks, regisols. Economy: water resource. Water is extracted from open dugwells for domestic and agricultural purposes. Approximately 28,000 wells serve both domestic and agricultural purposes. Water available in these wells and its quality varies from place to place. In the majority of deep wells in the Valley Khammam division, water is available for irrigation throughout the year. These wells are situated in the calcic red-yellow lato soils and the depth varies from 20 to 25 feet. The wells available in other areas are shallow. Socio-Economic Condition. The total population of the district is around 600,000. Agriculture and fisheries have been the principal economic activities of the district. Over 60% of the workforce in the district depends on agriculture for the livelihood. About 86,000 families are engaged in agriculture, while 15,000 families engage in fishing. Agriculture in the district contributes substantially to the GNP of the country. The land cultivated by 48% of the farmers does not belong to them. The average land holding area is around 0.5 to 0.75 acres. Unemployment in the rural areas is 27.9%, while in the urban area it is 25.8%. Crop production. The agriculture sector, including crop and livestock, has contributed around 65% of the total gross domestic product of the district. In terms of production, major cash crops like chili, onion, tobacco, potato and banana are produced in large extent to meet the substantial portion of the national requirement. Further fruit crops like mango, grapes and jack are also produced in large quantities. Paddy. Total paddy land available for the cultivation is 12,000 hectares, of which nearly 8,000 hectares is being cultivated. About 2,000 hectares of paddy land is being identified as marginal due to the salinity problem. Paddy is cultivated as monocrop in 85% of the paddy land, and in the balance 15% paddy is followed by vegetable and field crops with the help of available irrigation. The average yield is about 50 bushels per acre. However, 30–40% of farmers who cultivate improved varieties are able to obtain yield of 70 bushels per acre. Vegetables. Vegetables are being cultivated throughout the year with the help of irrigation from the dug wells. Low-country vegetables such as brinjal, tomato, long bean, okra, snakegourd, bittergourd and other leafy vegetables are being cultivated and available throughout the year. Exotic vegetables like cabbage, leeks, beet, beans, and carrots are also cultivated in large extent. Field crops. Among the other field crops, onion, potato, tobacco, chili and banana are cultivated as cash crops because farmers obtain considerable income from these crops. Total extent of high land available for cultivation is 7,851 hectares, of which 1.642 hectares is unable to cultivate due to security reasons. At present, field crops and vegetables are cultivated in 4,200 hectares with the help of left irrigation from the dug wells. Perennial crops. Perennial crops include the orchard crops like mango, jack, grapes and citrus, and other crops like palmyra and coconut. Coconut is grown in homestead in the extent of 1,470 hectares. Other perennial crops are grown in 1,500 hectares. Further, nearly 3.5 million palmyra palms are available in Jaffna. Farmers generate considerable income from fruit crops like mango, jack, grapes, etc., cultivated in 1,850 hectares. Grapes were cultivated in 380 hectares during 1985, as reduced to 55 hectares in 2004. Livestock. The livestock sector is an important component of the farming system. Up to 1950, only local cattle and goats were reared for milk and meat. With the establishment of artificial insemination in 1950, exotic crossbreeds such as Jersey and Indian breeds of cattle were introduced and high milk yield was obtained. Further, Jamunipari and Sanan breeds of goats were also introduced for meat and milk. With this introduction of new breeds, many farmers started rearing crossbreeds of cattle, goat and poultry. From 1950 to 1984, livestock enterprise developed very fast, and it was a singular supplementary source of income for nearly 30% of the district population. Backyard poultry and rearing milking cows and goat for milk and meat generate additional income for the farmers. Livestock population reduced to a considerable extent during the last 2 decades due to the Civil War.